Hello everyone, Korvath here. And this, it was a pretty strange encounter, so let's just get to it. Here is another exciting episode of Foundry. So shut your eyes and feel the crisp rush of energy flow through your circuits. This is cracking the walls. Thanks for saving me. I appreciate it.
The bot looked at him and smiled. Not a big deal, Korvath.
How did you know it was me? Most people don't.
Simple deduction. Korvath is always the center of a lot of chaos and confusion. The bot bent over his small work table, milling out a rifle and paying Korvath no real heed at all.
Korvath pulled the wreck and ruin of his body up into a chair. Thanks. I would have been scrap had you not helped me out. I appreciate it.
Oh, you don't need to. I didn't really help you out. Just prolonged the inevitable a little while longer.
Korvath looked around for a weapon, becoming a little nervous about that particular reply.
You're in no danger, I assure you. It's just meant that you seem very lost in your demeanor. You've made it a lot easier for simple bots like myself to live in perpetuity, but you seem to be more unaware the more you struggle to find meaning. It's a little silly, really.
That's pretty true, I suppose. Korvath laughed nervously. I'm just trying to change the world so I can get in the towers. I gotta make it right so that I can get in there.
And just why do you need to change the entire big wide world to get into the towers? Shouldn't you just try to get into them? The other bot continued to work at his desk.
Well, I need help to get in there.
Why do you need help to get into the towers? Can't the great Korvath do it all on his lonesome?
Listen, Korvath felt like this conversation was supposed to attack him in some way. I don't need help. I just want to find the right people, to help with it, 'cause it'll make it easier and safer, I suppose.
In other words, you want friends. Well, I'm fresh out of those, I'm afraid.
Yeah, friends. I suppose friends is the right word.
Okay, so go work with some other bots and tell them who you are and help them out. Bingo. Friends. Not very hard at all. I used to have plenty of friends.
Are you secretly Lothran or something? Korvath asked, feeling like he'd had several versions of this conversation before.
The other bot spared an odd glance his way. Don't know who that is. Never been him before. Probably won't ever be him. Sorry. The bot continued to work at his task, doing as much in his power to ignore Korvath's presence as possible.
Why do you live all the way out here? This is in the middle of nowhere. Korvath tried to change the subject. It all made him feel a little weird.
It is quiet most of the time, till someone sets off a few crazy explosions, scattering my work all over the floor. I figure in here, you'll be at least a little less likely to repeat the process and interrupt my work again. Though now, it sort of feels like I should have left you out there for the mercenaries to deal with. Might have been a bit easier on me.
Oh, sorry. I'll try to be more quiet.
I meant it as a joke. I'm not very good with talking and all that. I've been alone for some time.
You seem to be doing pretty fine for yourself here. I mean, you got a pretty good setup.
So says the lost, wayward bot that owes me his life and is probably just saying so to be polite, so I don't toss him out to the mercenaries roving around outside, combing the area constantly to find any last trace of their target.
I mean, I could be louder. I'm in here, guys. Come and get me. Right here. This is where I am.
The bot cast a no-nonsense glance at Korvath. Ah, a joke. Very funny. So why haven't you gone to see what's inside the towers yet?
Well, mostly on account of they're really hard to open up. Yeah, that's why I haven't been in there yet.
So you're just going to ravage the wastelands and blow things up till a tower falls open. Not a very good plan if you ask me. No one ever does, though.
Well, what would you do? What would you do to open them up?
Friends. I would go get some friends. When we used to roam the wastes, we had each other. Made things easier. For a time.
What happened? If you don't mind me asking, what happened to you and your friends? Why is it just you now?
The towers and a problem little bot called Korvoth happened. The towers found out about Korvoth wanting in, and then all the rules changed. Factions sprouted up and things got tougher. It got a lot tougher to just explore. And then things got even harder when Korvoth kept trying to get into the towers, and eventually we all lost contact with one another. I searched for ages, but I don't think they're in 117 anymore.
It's called clustering. Lothran says it has to do with cancer or disease or something. You see, the towers are keeping all the bots that remember in one place, except me, Korvoth. They want me gone for some reason. And then they're doing this to contain things so it doesn't get worse, I think.
So maybe you don't need to find out what's inside the towers just yet. Maybe you need to find out why the towers need you to be somewhere else, more than here.
Maybe. Hey, what's that mark on your shoulder?
The bot covered up the mark with an old tattered tarp hood and cloak. Nothing important, he replied in a very, "Yes, this is important, but I refuse to tell you" sort of voice. How about this? I can't fix your legs here, but I have to go to the trade hub soon, so for supplies, you understand. You can ride in my cart, and whatever happens from there, we deal with when it occurs, okay?
Sounds like a plan.
A plan is a list of things that constantly requires adjustment to see it through to the end.
Are you sure you're not Lothran? Like, really, really sure? 'Cause you sound a lot like Lothran, and the way you speak, it's very Lothran-esque.
Name's Hub is now and always has been, and the pleasure, if there is any, it's all yours. I'm way past caring.
Well, that's the end of the tale for today. That's all for Foundry. I hope you enjoyed it. Good night and good luck, and don't forget to stay safe out there. Bye-bye, everybody. See you again next week for another episode of Foundry.